Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go Quick Look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and in this edition we are looking at the Anryu Blue No. 2 Hammered Bunka 170mm knife. So this knife line, the construction is 3 layers, so you've got the harder core steel of what's known as Aogami, or Blue Paper No. 2, reactive high carbon steel from Hitachi. Heat treats around 62 Rockwell-ish plus on that. The construction is 3 layers, so on either side of that harder reactive core steel, you've got a non-reactive stainless, soft stainless cladding, and looks to me like the cladding on the spine here is not covering the spine, so you might have to just make sure that's kept dry, so you don't get any rust or corrosion on the core steel showing through at the spine. The sides are again stainless, so it's a low maintenance knife. You just have to worry about the core steel at the edge and just a little bit there at the spine. This is a nice performing line of knives with consistent fit and finish. It's just a good all-around grind and just good all-around performer. So weights and dimensions on these are going to vary just a little bit from knife to knife, but this particular one is 136 grams, 4.8 ounces. Edge length is right about 170 millimeters or 6.7 inches, and the overall length is about 313 or 12.3 inches. The blade height is about 45.5 millimeters. Again, that can vary a little bit, as well as the spine thickness. These tend to be thicker coming out of the handle. This one's about 3.1 over the chin, the back of the heel here, millimeters, and then it thins out pretty quick. I measured it about halfway across, and it's about 1.8, and then pretty much just keeps that, as is generally the case on this style of knife. And then you hit this corner at the reverse sword tip, and then you can see it thins out quite nicely with the grind. And so the tip is pretty skinny, and it works very well through product, especially, soft product like onions. So here's a little bit of a look at that. We'll get a close-up of that. The handle is ambidextrous, oval, rosewood with the black packerwood ferrule. Nice fit and finish on the handle, very, very smooth all around. Nice tight install as well, where the tang comes into the handle. Circumference on this handle is right around 3 inches, 75-ish millimeters, where the ferrule and the wood meet. And it pretty much has the same circumference all the way through. It doesn't really have a taper to it. The shape of this knife, they've got a gentle curve here that goes from the choil, the back of the blade, into the neck, into the handle, that transitions into the tang inside the handle, and that's a perfect spot for a pinch grip right there. Pinch grip balance, or I should say just the general balance point, is kind of right in that neck, so kind of about halfway up that neck there. These are not the lightest handles in the world. They're a little bit more dense than hoe wood, so it's going to bring your balance point back a little bit. What that does is give you a very, very nimble feeling blade. It's very nimble. Let's see. Let's look at we just did the balance point. Fit and finish is really nice on these. It is pretty consistent, just good fit and finish. Here's a beauty shot of the knife. Really nice looking in person. You've got your hammered tsushime finish on it. Hand chiseled kanji, it looks great. It's the kind of finish where it'll kind of move around a little bit. It's a cool party trick, or just kind of fun to do on your own and check it out. It's kind of cool, that style of kanji. Chiseling really makes that pop and kind of move around. So you've got the grind coming in here. A bit of a frosted finish on it, and then you can see the cladding and the core steel line right there, and then you've got a shiny edge bevel outside of that. The out of the box is pretty good on this, about a 6 out of 10 on my scale. They've done a bit of polish on the spine, not a ton of relief on the corners. It's adequate. You could maybe do a little bit more, but it's fine. They've done a nice job relieving and polishing a bit the choil here, so the edges are sanded down and taken down, so it's very, very comfortable out of the box on that respect. Performance on these is really good. It's just a good all-around performer, fairly high grind, so it goes through product well, goes through dense product well also, and it's just a good kind of all-around performer. It's not a laser, but it's not thick behind the edge either, so it's just a good, like I said, a good all-around performer. And let's see, let's take a look at the cutting board demo here. So this is just a solid performing knife. It looks nice. You get that easy to sharpen aogami steel. It has pretty good edge retention. You get good kind of refined rustic looks to it, and stainless cladding. So it's a nice package. So here's your overall profile. Not real flat, but just a gentle curve. Not a true flat spot at the heel. We just kind of roll throughout the whole arc of the profile there. And then you can see the tip's quite low in relation to the knife center line. So I'm not going to get real high on this before I start digging in. So this will rock over small stuff, maybe carrots, medium-sized carrots and below, but it's not going to rock high. Every knife will be just a little bit different, but they tend to be pretty consistent on their profiles. So if you're looking for just a good high value, high quality, pretty consistent, I should say very consistent product that's got a quality blacksmithing, quality finish work, and they know their grinds. It's a really excellent knife line. So this is the Anryu Aogami No. 2 hammered Bunka 170mm knife.